Come with me if you want to make man baby screaming woke cry. The Terminator Dark Fate trailer has arrived. I thought it was going to arrive tomorrow morning, but it arrived at midnight of Judgment Day. That is August 29th. My excitement just shot through the roof for this movie. So far what they showed, I was like, you know what? I'm on board, but this has me Arnold Schwarzenegger in my pants. What I'm going to be doing here for you guys is giving you a trailer breakdown, running you through some of the things you might have missed, breaking down further plot details that might be in this trailer, and theories of what might go down in this film. So if you're excited for Terminator Dark Fate, you smash that like button, and also leave me your thoughts and theories on what you thought about this latest trailer. Alright, so opening up on the trailer, we get a shot of Mackenzie Davis's character. She has been knocked out from battle, and Linda Hamilton has taken her back to her hotel room. Now this is a very interesting interaction that I didn't even think about before, but if Mackenzie Davis's character Grace is from the future, she should know Sarah Connor as an icon. Don't forget, Kyle Reese came back in time screaming how much of a legend Sarah Connor was in his time. And this whole interaction between them where they're introducing each other and she's like, Sarah Connor, who are you? And of course, that ballsy statement she makes, save 3 billion people, who are you? It goes to the further plot point of this movie that whatever they did in Terminator 2, where they saved us from Judgment Day and the Terminators were no longer going to take over, it changed it so much where Sarah Connor and John Connor are unknowns in this new Dark Fate. See what I did there? Moving on to that, we get some great shots of some skulls on the beach. This is most likely the future. I'm very excited to see what that's going to be looking like, especially with our modern advancements now, but you can't tell me Terminators popping out of the water does not look cool. It just rattles my mind. Where are these guys traveling from? Did they really walk all the way from the bottom of the ocean until the next place? I mean, there are some planes right behind you guys. And right here, she even says it herself. Sarah Connor says, I changed the future. So I know it has a lot of us angry right now, especially with some of the rumors and leaks of what's going to be happening to some of the beloved characters in this movie, specifically John Connor. But it is all within the rules that James Cameron set up. You change something in the past and it changes your future. In Terminator 1, it was them leaving that metal arm behind that led to a very advanced Terminator showing up in Terminator 2. That's the T-1000. That was wiped away. They stopped Judgment Day, and now we have a whole different reality. And with a whole different reality, we have a new John Connor. And that's who this girl is and the main person they are trying to protect. Dani Ramos, whatever her future entails, it leads to the survival of humankind against the machines. Still, do not be that upset because it has already been confirmed by James Cameron himself that Edward Furlong is making a small cameo return, and we have a little kid who's going to be playing John Connor who's going to get his face CGI to look a lot like Edward Furlong. The character is not out of the franchise. He's still going to be involved somehow, and I have to believe they will be respectful in the way they do it. We just have to be patient and see what that is. More amazing shots of the future and skulls everywhere. This is what I remember from watching flashbacks in Terminator 1 and Terminator 2, which are the only movies canon. You do not have to watch any other movies to understand Terminator Dark Fate. Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, and Terminator Genesis is all stripped away and no longer canon. The next shot here of a double Terminator. This is something new being introduced again with a new future leads to new Terminators, and the thing that these guys do is a 2-in-1 situation. One where it's a T-800 in skeletal form and then a T-1000 covering that T-800. The one coming out here though is a lot different from the one Rev 9 is. That's Gabriel Luna's Terminator in this movie. This seems to more look like a dog Terminator hybrid. Looks very cool, and they just keep hinting at us these scenes in the future, and I think it's most likely leading to how Grace ended up becoming the person to come back in time. Again, something synonymous with the Terminator franchise is the globe that they be coming in. It's always great to see that thing return. In this next shot here, Grace's character is trying to inform Dani Ramos of her fate thus far. Very reminiscent to Kyle Reese when he was with Sarah Connor in a similar car running away from police. That right there in the background is Dani Ramos's brother. So once he learns of all this, he's definitely gonna make sure to take care of his sister and make sure she makes it through this movie. I don't think he's gonna make it though. This right here with the character of Grace fighting Mexican police is the first time she comes into our present time. This footage was shown at a Comic-Con way back, and people say the fighting style is very well choreographed, so we can expect good fight scenes in this movie, and well, titties are flopping while people are getting punched. Another interesting thing here is Grace's character does confirm she is human, she's just enhanced. So in the future, which is what's leading me to think that this is the reason Dani Ramos is important in the future, is that their soldiers are enhanced to better fight the Terminators. Now with some of the behind the scenes stuff going on in some of the first reveals of Danny Ramos' character, she is wearing a mechanic suit, which leads me to believe she is some sort of engineer or is very handy when it comes to technology, and I feel like this is what makes her important to the future, is that she figures out the code to enhance humans to better fight Terminators. So it might not be that Danny Ramos is the new leader of everybody and will just be a carbon copy of John Connor. No, it just could be her invention leads to the survival of mankind. So Grace could be a future patient of Danny Ramos who helps her be enhanced. Some shots here of them looks like trying to cross the border, and this is the Border Patrol stopping them there. Pretty interesting that the plot will have to deal with them crossing over to America. Who knows what is over there, whether it's the new Skynet, because the Skynet of this movie is not called Skynet or even Cyberdyne. The evil corporation in this movie is called Legion, so they could be heading to the company that's responsible for these future Terminators and possibly just destroy that warehouse and anything that could lead to them eventually coming. Moving on from that though, another very interesting scene that gives us further details into what is going on in this movie. We all thought Arnold Schwarzenegger's character already was friendly with Linda Hamilton's character Sarah Connor, that he came back in time and Sarah Connor kept him as a bodyguard or to help out fight future Terminators as they came along. Because it is said that Sarah Connor's character is a Terminator hunter, so she's hunted more Terminators ever since the T-1000 in Terminator 2. In an interview, she said that Sarah Connor has some sort of Terminator tracker, so she knows when someone is popping up from the future. And this right here, she had no awareness that Arnold Schwarzenegger's T-800 was in this timeline just sitting in a cabin in the woods. She was ready to shoot him off, very similar and scared to the way she reacted when she saw Arnie in the hospital in Terminator 2. So this could have been a plan long running in the future that Grace is aware about Arnold Schwarzenegger's character being here, that the Resistance sent back in time for him to blend in until it was time for him to be activated. Because even though Arnold is a machine in this movie, he does have a name, Carl. He has a carpentry business, and he's even friendly with the local people of the small town he inhabits. I am beyond curious to how they're going to explain that, because on paper, it don't sound that great. Also to know here that his house is basically a training ground, so the plan was all along to bring Danny Ramos here and have her trained to be ready to survive against these Terminators. And this scene right here that gives me hope that this character is gonna be well liked in this movie, and Natalie Reyes, the actress who plays Danny Ramos, is gonna give an amazing performance. Just the look on her face and the way she's expressing the dialogue in this scene just reminds me to the scene back in Terminator 2 where Sarah Connor was being interrogated and she was just going ballistic. I hate the people that are trying to bash this movie for the new strong female characters, but strong female characters were always persistent in Terminator movies. One of the shots here that had to get you the most excited, Rev 9, Gabriel Luna's character of the evil Terminator, right here going through Border Patrol, disguising himself like we know a good liquid Terminator to do, and then when they catch on to him, trying to stop him and him shooting out spikes left and right, that is going to be an amazing scene to see in the movie. This guy really feels unstoppable, and it's one of the first times I felt actually being scared for the characters in the movie, because this Terminator is actually frightening in the same way Arnold was in the first movie and the T-1000 was in the second movie. Not to mention also it looks here like he's gonna have a personality. The T-1000 had minor moments of personality sticking out, but Rev 9 looks like he has some sort of menacing alter ego, and I absolutely love that. Something also that catches me off guard is Grace right here fighting Rev 9 with what just looks like a regular chain. Who knows if maybe that's the same metal the Terminators are made out of, because it looks like she's taking him apart very easily with this stuff, and the effects in this trailer have greatly improved from the last trailer. I don't see it very heavily computerized. It's starting to look really neat. And while shots of heavy action are going on in the background, something right here that gives you vibes, yep, this is definitely something Sarah Connor would do, letting her know after this mission is complete, you're not staying alive whether you're good or bad. Which again is just reminiscent to what went down in Terminator 2. Even though John Connor built this strong relationship with that T-800, they knew they had to let him go, and we were all crying when he gave that thumbs up in the lava. So we were all confused when we were like, there's an older Terminator that stayed alive. Why would Sarah do this when she made the other one die? But now that we know she wasn't even aware of him and has plans to take care of him and get rid of him, screams to me perfect Sarah Connor, and of course the T-800 responding with, yeah, okay, that sounds like a plan. Really, I could not be more excited. This trailer hyped me up times 10 for the movie. I was already interested, but now I am convinced it's gonna be a good movie. I am gonna be so heartbroken if it doesn't work out, because James Cameron has already said if this goes well and people like it and it makes a good amount of money, this will be the start of a new trilogy. So please guys, go out and support this movie. What did you think about the trailer? Is there anything you caught that I missed? Do you have any theories based on what you saw? It definitely looks way more action-packed this time around. Super excited to see that. Anything and everything, you guys go ahead and leave me your thoughts down below. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.